Hi there, Aquarius. I'm EllaAradia, and welcome to your December 2025 Psychic Tarot reading. This reading is for my Aquarius air signs, where we'll be exploring the overall energies and themes for the month ahead, as well as taking a deeper dive into how these might be playing out for you in your life. This is a general reading. It's going to resonate a little bit differently for all of you. What I do find though is there's always a shared theme that runs through the collective of all of you Aquarius signs. So take what feels aligned to you and just leave the rest. And before we jump in, a big thank you to all of you who are supporting my channel by liking and subscribing. So if you enjoy this reading and you haven't already done that, please do. It helps the channel out a lot. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, and then you get notified when the next videos are up. So Aquarius, let's jump in. I always like to just tune into the energies first, Aquarius, before I start pulling cards. It's like to see, what comes through. I'm seeing conflict. I feel like there's someone that you are not seeing eye to eye with right now. It could be a family member, friends, circles. For some of you, it could be your partner, the person that you are connected with. And I keep feeling the energy of, harsh words being spoken, and it may have triggered you. It may also have triggered them as well. And I also feel like a little bit of a wounded energy, which may have caused you to kind of pull back and close off. And to me, it feels like it's either a question of needs, or it's a question of roles, or it might simply be about, being able to see each other's perspective. But there's something about the communication which feels a little bit unhealthy. It feels more like kind of pride and ego have, perhaps got in the way here. And what's needed is, a more truthful, kind of honest, open conversation. But it might need a little bit of, time out to kind of get to that point, to get to that reflection and truth in all of this. Because I do feel like someone's triggered right now. So it could be you, it could be your person. And with your overall energies, we have the Queen of Wands. Taking your power back. Very charismatic energy. What lies in your recent past, the Hanged Man. Your current energies, the Four of Pentacles. So these are the energies which I'm talking about right now that I'm seeing going on. And with the Hanged Man there, it really is about sometimes just taking a pause, taking a step back so that you can gain a different perspective on something, something that is going on that is external from you, but taking a step back from it so that you can gain perhaps a fresh perspective. It's all about, looking at something a little bit differently. And right now, I feel like that's you. Keeping things kind of quite close to your chest, a kind of going inwards, a guardedness perhaps. Not wanting to perhaps open up just yet. And sometimes we need to do that. We need to take a step back so that we can, let the dust settle, let the emotions lie down. We can reflect. We can get more in touch with, what our heart's saying in a situation. Your feelings towards this, the Knight of Swords. So somebody may have gone kind of charging in here, and that's why there has been, this conflict, because the Knight of Swords is, it's quite a destructive energy. And for me, it often comes up when perhaps things have been said like in haste, that weren't really meant. You know, it happens to all of us sometimes. You know, we say things in a moment of anger, or we're triggered, and deep down, you know, it's not really how we feel. So there's been some kind, I feel, of, you know, conflict, something destructive that's happened here. What lies in your challenge is the Nine of Wands. So whoever or whatever this is connected to, you know, this is something or somebody where there is some history here. You know, it's something, someone you have invested in, given a lot of time and energy to, you've put your heart into this. But there's also a sense of exhaustion and, you know, fatigue, you know, feeling like there's been some kind of cost here. And it may well be on your side a sense of a cost of, you know, having your needs met in some way. Your hidden influence, we have the Ten of Swords. This often comes up when a chapter is closing. You know, sometimes that can be quite a difficult, challenging, you know, chapter of our lives or situation, but it's very much something that indicates, you know, it's come full circle. It's absolutely done. And it can sometimes be painful. Then there can also be betrayal involved in this as well. But when you look at the background, you know, the dawn is, you know, the sun's rising, the dawn is there. And it does always remind us with every ending, there is a new beginning. You know, with every conflict, there is a possibility, you know, for growth. There is a possibility for it to, you know, use it as a tool to work together, to grow and to resolve, you know, whatever those issues are, rather than something that perhaps pushes you further apart. So like I said at the beginning, you know, the theme is the same here. And it can show up in different areas of your life, to different, you know, intensities in slightly different ways. Like I said, whether that is about understanding somebody else's perspective and, you know, working on that together, whether it's a question of needs, roles. And with your advice from the universe, the Eight of Cups. So this is always a card of some kind of emotional departure. It may be time to move on. I mean, this is the question here. You know, whether this relates to career or it's a connection, you know, that we're talking about, a friend, a family member, you know, it's moving away from, you know, something which is emotionally unfulfilling and moving towards something that is. So it's some kind of departure. Now, sometimes that doesn't have to be a physical departure. It can be more about kind of letting go of a certain dynamic or the way things, you know, have been. Showing up differently inside of yourself. It's not always a physical departure, although it may have been for some of you. Because we do have this Ten of Swords here as the hidden influence. Some of you might be in no contact with whoever this person is right now. Especially with the Four of Pentacles there. That's a very kind of closed off, you know, guarded energy. But I do also feel the message of this card is about, you know, staying true to you, looking after your emotional needs. And, you know, there is a difference, I feel, between compromise and flexibility. You know, it's important that you don't compromise your truth, your true needs, but we can also be flexible. We can see somebody else's perspective. You know, we can perhaps meet in the middle somehow. But what needs to change here, I feel, is the communication. And, you know, that needs to really come much more from a place of truth here and honesty. Because right now I see two people that have kind of got their heels dug in. And it may be to just let go of a need to be right. Because I do feel something can be salvaged here. I do feel whatever has happened, you know, whoever it was, even if it was both of you, I feel like there was a kind of a rushing in, speaking without thinking, which caused, you know, a lot of destruction. So it's a little bit like, you know, some kind of tower moment that I'm feeling here. And of course, there's always an opportunity here to perhaps, you know, put things back together in a better way. What lies in your outcome is the Ace of Pentacles, an opportunity for some kind of fresh start, some kind of new beginning. And that may be together. You know, that could be, you know, getting back on a more neutral ground, you know, moving forwards in a different energy in this connection. For some of you, that may indicate, you know, a whole different path to walk. But there's some kind of opportunity here, you know, that the universe is bringing in. It's all about a new beginning. It's all about growth. And what lies beyond that is the Four of Swords. So right now, take a little bit of time out, you know, take that time for yourself to just get your energy back, restore your power, get in touch with your true feelings. There's a lot of healing that goes on in this card. It's all about, you know, healing, reflecting, having a look at perhaps, you know, how you could maybe be showing up differently, what you could change moving forwards. And more importantly, just really getting in touch with your true feelings so that you can actually work out clearly, you know, is this a new path together? Or is this a whole different path for you to walk? So I'm going to leave it there, Aquarius. If this reading resonated, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, no matter what comes through in a reading, moving forwards, always trust what feels right for you. So thanks so much for being here, and I wish you a great month ahead.